Before we start this adventure, you're going to want to stick around until the very end. We're going to meet somebody who knew Rocketeer creator Dave Stevens well, and we're going to see some rare, original Dave Stevens Rocketeer artwork. And you might just see a giant bulldog.
In 1985, screenwriters Danny Bilson and Paul DeMeo came here to Golden Apple Comics. They were searching for a comic to possibly adapt into a film or get inspiration from. And in a bin, they found a comic of the Rocketeer. If you're new here, my name is Stanley. In 2020, I made a video about the Rocketeer and a bunch of filming locations from the movie. I went to nearly all of the filming locations, even some locations that hadn't been seen since the movie came out. And in that video, I thought that I had found Peevy's house. The house that was long believed to be demolished. But because of coronavirus, I was locked out of that area of Hollywood.
Darn you, coronavirus. We're locked out of this park, and we're locked out of access to Peevy's house.
Well, after 3 long years, I'm back. Let's get up in the air and go find Peevy's house.
Quick backstory. This park used to be the Highland Camrose Bungalow Village. And in 1991, shortly after the Rocketeer came out, they were going to demolish all the bungalows. And I got in touch with somebody who worked on the Rocketeer, and they told me that they believed the bungalow used for Peevy's house was demolished. But after doing a little bit of digging and research, I found out that of the 14 bungalows, they only demolished 7 of them. And on Google Maps, I can see a piece of one of the bungalows that looks awfully similar to the house from the movie. That's why I believe Peevy's house is still here.
Okay, good news. The gate of the park is open this time. So I could, theoretically, climb up these steps and be inside the area where the bungalows are. Now, I believe that part is private property. I'm not sure. Also, to make matters more dramatic, there is a police substation or a satellite police station in the corner right next to the house that I think is Peevy's house. Let's get up there. Oh, sweet. There are steps leading right up to the area we need to go. Maybe it's not private property after all. There are a few yard worker people here. Let's get around them. So here's the sheriff's office, the sheriff department, and here's the house that I'm 99% sure is Peevy's house. Let's see if there is some kind of like awning with a little window, kind of skylight. There it is. There it is. There is the window skylight. We can finally see it.
The main structure is still here, but they have developed the land around it.
Now this part is all remodeled, all these steps. These have been added. Let's just keep pushing our luck and see how close we can get.
Whoa, check it out. This looks like the same door. I don't know if they took out the glass squares and panels for the movie or added that afterward, but this looks like the same door.
Murph, wait here for the high sign.
They either added these large glass windows for the movie or removed them sometime afterward, but they're no longer here today.
This is where they would have put all the squibs or the fake explosions for when the house gets shot up by the police. And speaking of the police, there they go right now. I don't know if they filmed any scenes inside of this bungalow. Probably not. They probably filmed the interiors on the Disney lot.
Where's what? Rocket.
These windows you see in the movie. Let's go around the side. And as I said in my last video, I found out that these are the offices of the Hollywood Bowl Orchestra. Because the Hollywood Bowl is just beyond that house over there. Above those trees, you'll end up in the Hollywood Bowl. That's Peevy's house. Mystery solved. This location is no longer lost. I bet some of these other bungalows are seen partially in the movie as well, especially the one directly behind Peevy's house. This bungalow over here. You see a lot of these bungalow ventilation grates in the movie. So another Rocketeer bungalow still in one piece.
Here at Golden Apple Comics, world famous on Melrose Avenue for over 40 years, my family's business. I'm Ryan, and I was fortunate enough to know Dave Stevens really well, and we hosted tons and tons of events with him and all the greats of all the comic book world. There's an old picture of Jim Lee, you wouldn't even recognize him. We're here for Dave. Here we go. Found the Dave section. So there's around the time the movie came out. There's a funny picture of him in our adult section with Jules Shepard just being a funny guy. There's a picture of him and Jim Silk, who did that book right there. There's another picture of Dave. Found the Dave section, everybody. There's another picture of Dave. This is again from the movie event we had here, and this is even the flyer promoting the event. Dave came to Golden Apple. He was just a regular here, actually. He would come in all the time and just talk to my dad, Bill. Dave died way too early. Incredible talent, an amazing snazzy dresser, the coolest dude with the coolest hair and the coolest clothes, and just an impeccable art style that was still relevant today. And the movie stands up, and we were all so proud of him when the movie came out. So when I was a kid, I used to have a little autograph book with Goofy on it and get autographs from all the people that would come into the shop. And I think I hit up Dave a few times in this book. So let's see what we got. So you might actually get to see an original Dave Stevens drawing. Wouldn't you know it?
Whoa.
From 1982, he drew that for me. It says, "Hi Ryan, Dave Stevens." And there it looks like there's another placement. Funny enough, you're not the first person. See, I contributed these also to the Drawn to Perfection documentary done by our friend Kelvin Mao and Robert, that's streaming now. And so I had these bookmarked when they came in. Actually, I think there's one more. As you can see, a post-it note in here. The last time I opened these was for them, for the Dave Stevens documentary. So And as you can see, he wrote it for my dad in 1985 with much appreciation.
So cool.
Original Dave Stevens. Original.
Thanks so much, Ryan, for sharing your memories of Dave Stevens and showing us some original Rocketeer artwork. Now, I promised you guys a giant bulldog, and there just happens to be one in North Hollywood. This is the Idle Hour Bar and Restaurant, and the owners are big fans of the movie The Rocketeer. On the menu, they even have Rocketeer wings, which were excellent by the way. And for dessert, you can also get a jetpack cookie or a bulldog donut. And speaking of bulldogs, on their back patio, they have a giant bulldog, very similar to the one that you see in the movie. The bulldog from the movie was shipped off to the old Walt Disney World studio backlot, and it was most likely demolished. This bulldog was built for the Peterson Automobile Museum. And I remember going there circa 1993 when I was a kid, and I thought this was the bulldog from The Rocketeer. Trust me, I'm not a hoarder, but somehow I still have the original pamphlet from when I visited the museum. And inside, you see the bulldog. And after decades of being on display at the Peterson Automobile Museum, it was going to be dismantled and destroyed, but thankfully the guys at the Idle Hour saved it, had it carefully broken down and reassembled here at the Idle Hour. I'm not sure if this bulldog knows that in California we have some very strict smoking laws. This bulldog doesn't care about any California smoking laws. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. And just across the way from the bulldog, they have a Rocketeer helmet. How awesome is this? So next time you're in Los Angeles, first go to Golden Apple Comics, then come to the Idle Hour for some Rocketeer wings. That's all I got for you today. Please hit like and subscribe. I got a big detailed location video in the works that you're not gonna wanna miss. Bye!